Good morning, everyone, and thank you all for being here. Chief Justice, Chief Judge, justices and judges and friends and family, and all those who had a hand in getting us to this another important day. This is my seventh opportunity and honor to make an appointment to the Indiana Court of Appeals, and I have become very fond of these days because it's a reminder of just what great shape our system of justice itself is in, and obviously then will continue to be as new join the ranks. And our judiciary has long held a very high standard, nationally renowned, synonymous with that system of justice that's carried out in our state, and it's been steered by the impeccable, unwavering leadership by Chief Justice Loretta Rush, and with all the assistance from her colleagues like Judge Patricia Riley that have kept it in that high standard category. And for that, I'm just eternally grateful. Judge Riley has been a trailblazer in her own right, and the six that have preceded you in retirement over these last 7 years. I say this, I think, every time, but thinking about your tenure and thinking about your contribution, you have big shoes to fill. And so I want to just acknowledge the body of work and the commitment that you brought to the job each and every day, and contributing to that high standard that reflects so well on our state. And it also leads me once again to thank the Judicial Nominating Commission itself and my legal team, Joe and Sharon and Michael, for just the deep dive and the breadth and depth of the review that goes into this process. You once again present me with, I tell my team, the toughest decisions of the year. And Chief Justice Rush and I think if I could quote you, you say, I try not to make it easy, and it's never been easy. You always succeed at that, and but for that I'm also grateful. Each and every one of these, not just the 7, but the 113 now judicial appointments that have been made over these last 7+ years, make me more confident, make me more proud, make me more, quite frankly, optimistic about the future for our state because of those who are on the bench and for those who are making some of the most important decisions in someone else's life. And I know you don't take that lightly, and nor do I, and so I appreciate the working relationship that we have all had. And I have no doubt, zero, I'm 100% continuously confident that Judge Mary Ann DeBoer, when she joins the Court of Appeals, will continue on that trajectory, and the chemistry that she will also bring to the Court of Appeals. I want to also say that I'm grateful that when you were pursuing, this is in a different life, but when you were pursuing your law degree at Valparaiso, you decided to grow roots in Indiana. So you're a Hoosier by choice, and I really appreciate that. But your contributions started then in the community, and they've just never ended. And it's been noted by so many around your orbit. And for those of you that know Judge DeBoer, you know of her boundless energy, her infectious, positive spirit. I called her, this is where I got permission, I called her last and called it exactly 9 a.m. And she's like the United States Army. She does more before 9 a.m. than most people do all day long. And I said, I called you exactly at 9 a.m. knowing that hopefully you'd gotten already a lot done. She goes to a boot camp that starts at 5:30 a.m., an exercise boot camp, making me feel guilty. And she reminded me that it was 8 a.m. her time, not 9 a.m., but she'd already done boot camp. So that's the kind of energy when we talk about on a daily basis, just relentless, that she's going to bring to the court. And it's been that way over her now 31-year legal career. And she's just earned this reputation as being an intellectual force, someone who contributes, someone who values the team around her, someone who values modernizing efforts to better serve her neighbors. For those of you who don't know her yet, you're going to learn it real fast. That she is there to serve and contribute to protecting others, and someone who understands her judgment, how it affects the next steps for someone else and society at large. She leans in, she's innovative, she's hyperactive in the community. I mean that as a compliment. Focused, hyperactive, handles a mix of both criminal and civil. That preparation is going to serve you well here. Implemented 2, serves on 3 problem-solving courts, but implemented 2 of them yourself, involving truancy and youth mental health. Again, which will serve you, that perspective will serve you well here. I think about all the other programs that you're involved with domestic violence, et cetera, just your passion for the struggles that our youth are facing and how they get off that track and onto a better pathway. One colleague, and I'll quote them, summed it up, I think perfectly in just a sentence. And he said he cannot count the number of families that have stated that Mary's transparency, fairness, and support have changed their lives for the better. And that's the bottom line. Changing lives for the better from the post you occupy. And so I just want to say thank you, and I could go on and on about her accomplishments. We'd be late, and I'm not going to make the Chief Justice contribute to the Chief Justice being late to 500 of the judges around the state, which I appreciate the really good attendance today. I think, but they're here to see you and to embrace and welcome you. And so for your commitment and fidelity to the law and to justice and the rule of law and how it is applied for your personal and your professional integrity that's been intact every single day. Congratulations to you on this next chapter of your family's journey that has brought you here. And as a deep enthusiast of the theater, I won't say break a leg. I guess I just did, but I won't say break a leg, but I will say it's showtime, and the stage is now yours. Congratulations.
Wow. Thank you, Governor Holcomb. Those were wonderful words. Good morning. I am so grateful to be standing here in front of you today for this reason. I've considered this application process a labor of love for about a year now. It was with the help of a lot of wonderful people that I was able to prepare for each stage of this process and make my way through them knowing I had done all that I can do. My husband, David, and our daughter, Lindsay, have been with me every step of the way as I decided to apply for this vacancy and then took the steps to do so. Those of you who know me know 2 things. First, I don't have a slow speed, And 2, I don't do anything halfway. Putting yourself out there for something of this magnitude requires a ton of work, heart, and energy, and there are a lot of ups and downs along the way. Thank you, Dave and Linz, for always remaining encouraging and for adjusting whenever and however it was necessary along the way. Thank you to our 2 other daughters, Aubrey and Ashley, for your unabashed confidence in me from day one of this process. I am very appreciative to all 4 of you and love you so much. I also have to send a thankful prayer up to our son, Dane. A Marine killed in Afghanistan 14 years ago. As I walked in to each of my interviews, I felt him there with me, and I heard him saying, "You've got this, Mayor." I have to give a very warm thank you to the members of the Judicial Nominating Commission. Every single one of them took time out of their very busy lives and away from their other commitments to spend time getting to know me and exploring why I wanted to be on the Indiana Court of Appeals. I've broken bread with some of them and just sat with others, and we just talked about everything. I listened to each of them and took their insight and wisdom about the process to heart, and I learned from it. Their kindness and dedication to their task of finding a good fit for this court was apparent at every turn. I feel I have made good friends from these encounters. I have to give a special acknowledgement to Chief Justice Rush. I am thankful for the time that you shared with me as this process unfolded. Your words of affirmation touched me deeply, so thank you. I also want to thank you, Governor, and your talented legal team who put the 3 of us through our paces and with the writing assignment and the interview. They challenged and stretched us to demonstrate our passion for the law and our dedication to the rule of law. Your team explained things as we went along and made this adventure less daunting with their kindness and patience. And Governor, that work that went into making it far enough to have a one-on-one chat with you was 100% worth it. I have many memories from our meeting that I will carry with me always. And someday, I aspire to construct my own bougie chicken chalet. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for a lot of friends and members of my community who stepped up on their own and offered help and encouragement along the way. Of course, my mom, dad, brothers, and sisters-in-law have kept tabs on me through every step of this and rooted me on, so thank you. I stand here today eternally thankful to have been selected from the panel of 3 candidates selected by the JNC. I have great admiration and respect for Judge Stephen Shealy and Judge Stephanie Steele, both of whom are dedicated public servants who work magic within their own respective communities. I am honored to have been chosen with them as the process moved forward. I see here members of the Indiana Court of Appeals and the Indiana Supreme Court who I have had the pleasure of getting to know through the years. You have been my mentors, and your thousands and thousands of opinions, from those opinions I have learned much throughout my career. Many of you have also become my friends who I seek out when I am in Indianapolis or at judicial conferences. I have valued our relationships through the years, and I am genuinely looking forward to joining you as a colleague. Finally, I have to say thank you to my staff at the Porter Circuit Court in Valparaiso. These people have been my work family for the last 5 years, and they are very special to me. They supported me and covered for me as this application process proceeded, and as true friends and loving coworkers do, they encouraged me and celebrated each step of this journey with me, even though my appointment will leave a temporary hole in our circuit court family. So thank you. I have been a Hoosier for the last 34 years, having been a transplant from Michigan, where I grew up with my parents and 2 brothers. I came to Valparaiso, Indiana, to attend law school, and I had no idea where I would land after that. I can tell you that I had no idea that I would be a judge. I met my husband and happily settled down in Valpo to see how my life would unfold. It is amazing how, in retrospect, you can see exactly where all the significant forks in the road are, where your life were in your life, and how those paths got you to where you are. My childhood had some unusual twists and turns that brought joy and heartache. Figuring out how to direct my energy in a positive and productive way was therapeutic, and as it turns out, Those efforts brought me closer and closer to this special day. I used to think that my story wasn't what judges were made from, but somehow, deep inside, I knew I was wrong about that. My story makes me as perfect for my field as anyone because I have lived through adversity and heartache, and I have made mistakes from which I have learned. These life lessons have armed me to be especially equipped to hear the stories of those who appear before me seeking my help. My crooked but blessed path has led me to this point. I have loved directly serving both Porter and Stark County. These people are incredibly special, and serving them as a deputy prosecutor, magistrate, and circuit court judge has been my honor. I have prosecuted crimes of violence, navigated families through the thorny thickets of divorces, and presided over civil and criminal cases where people have been hurt or wronged. It has been my main objective to treat each case with the respect it deserved by being prepared for each hearing, listening carefully to the party's testimony, diligently researching to get the best right answer, and producing well-reasoned and a timely order to resolve the particular dispute before me. Staying true to the rule of law and showing attorneys and parties kindness, patience, and respect are my mantra. But my desire to apply for the Court of Appeals was about using the skills that I've learned to serve even more people throughout the state. I am not afraid of hard work, and these 15 judges work hard. I couldn't be more excited to work alongside these 14 other judges on the Indiana Court of Appeals. I enthusiastically welcome this opportunity to be a part of your team, and I commit to each of you that I will put that same scrappy energy to the test each and every day. The Court of Appeals is seeing a huge transition in its judges, and I make the 6th new judge appointed to this court within the last 6 years. In a couple of months, we'll have a 7th new member of the court. That's virtually half of the court. The 7 of us bring fresh eyes and a burst of energy to the court, which dovetails well with the institutional knowledge and experience of our more seasoned judges. This combination allows us to do good work and accomplish great things. So I thank you all for your confidence in me as I become Governor Holcomb's 113th judicial appointment and join this distinguished group of judges. I look forward to moving in and getting down to business. I can't wait to discover the ways in which I can bring my skills and energy to this court, our legal community, and to the state of Indiana. Thank you very much.
Well, Judge DeBoer, on behalf of the Indiana Supreme Court and Indiana Judiciary, welcome to the appellate bench. You've been just an outstanding jurist, and I thought I knew you before, but having vetted you going through the JNC, we all know you had high energy, right? But the respect that you have from the litigants that came before you, we talked to both people that were unrepresented and represented, and your fairness, your timeliness, how you care about and how you rule from the bench sometimes too, and you calmly explain. Because we have a million cases pending in Indiana, and one side's going to walk out of that door not very happy, but you've got this charm about you that people walk out of your courtroom even if they've lost, feeling that they were heard, that they had procedural fairness. So we're very excited to have you on the bench, to become part of this fantastic Court of Appeals. And I will tell you, the Court of Appeals is doing a lot for public trust and confidence. I know you're going to, of the judiciary. Friday, I spent the morning at Arsenal High School for Constitution Day, and lo and behold, the Court of Appeals had been there the day before. So the kids started, they had a foundation. So your court is so busy, not only in the thousands of cases that you decide each year, but with regard to that forward face. And what a great forward face we will have in Judge Mary DeBoer getting out there, showing that the judiciary is strong in Indiana, fair, impartial, and how important independent judiciary is. Welcome, Judge DeBoer.
Good morning. Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Chief, for giving me a few minutes to welcome our newest member to the Court of Appeals. You and your staff have had a very difficult decision to make here over the last 60 days, and I want to thank the other two candidates that applied. They are Sam and Stephanie are very good judges. I think it's interesting. The one thing that no one's mentioned is you appointed all three of them to their current roles, and so you get to appoint Mary twice. So, as Mary mentioned, this is the sixth appointment, and her math is like mine with Judge Crone's retirement coming up. That will be 7 judges that you have selected. That is almost half of the Indiana Court of Appeals. So we thank you for that. I also want to thank the Commission. I see Molly's here today and probably some others, but you guys have done a wonderful job in your last 6 picks, and we greatly appreciate it. As most of you know, when these vacancies occur, many times Commission members reach out to us, the applicants reach out to us, and obviously the Governor's office, Joe and Sharon and Michael, who do a fantastic job, reach out to us, and they ask us, what are you looking for? And I think all of us have pretty much the same criteria for everyone when they go through the process. The first thing is have they had jury trial experience? You check that box with your time in the prosecutor's office in the courts that you have run. You've seen a lot of jury trials. Do they have judicial experience? Clearly, you check that box as well. But other things that people may not consider, do you have a commitment to public service and engagement in your community? And you've done that. I think it's great that you're an actress, and I think many of the theaters around here are going to welcome you if you, when you get the time, to do so. And are they engaged in their legal community? And clearly you are, both at the state level as well as your local level, and certainly with the judiciary, with all the many times you've taught. So bottom line is everybody on this court knows you well and have known you well for a long time. So you've checked all the boxes. Perhaps most importantly, and it's been touched upon here too, is we like the culture of our court right now, and you fit into that perfectly. And that's what we're really excited about. So thank you to the Governor, thank you to the Commission, thank you to the Chief Justice for giving us this excellent job, new judge. Congrats, Mary. Congrats, David and Lindsay, and welcome to the Indiana Court of Appeals.
Any questions regarding today? And if they're off topic, I can join you all after this in the back of the room. But any questions for?
Judge DeBoer, once you get settled in the appeals, are there areas in the judiciary where you want to take a leadership role?
I spoke about this with Governor Holcomb. One of the areas that I'm very passionate about is dealing with truancy in our state. I don't know if there's a place for me with that on the court or not. There is. The chief is saying yes, so I would say yes. But that's something that's near and dear. One of the problem-solving courts that we established in Porter County is a truancy court for juveniles. It's so important to get them back into school and to have them not out being delinquent and using illicit substances, and it gives them opportunities, and I think that that's important to just give people options, and you don't get as many options if you're not going to school and getting your diplomas and your degrees and things like that. So that would be something that I would love to get involved with. We've worked with superintendents in Porter County to try to even create uniform attendance policies. I have aspirations of bigger things than that, even of maybe having things in the state where we can monitor, and I think I just saw an article. For the love of goodness, I saw an article a few days ago that kind of encapsulated all of this. So, but it's keeping track of these kids when they move from county to county to try to evade being considered truants. So just get them to school. That's what I'd like to do.
Was that one of the problems I was working?
We did a truancy court, and then the second one was, it's called a transformation court, which is a mental health court for juveniles. So that's where I'm passionate. I will go where I'm needed. I just will go anywhere. I'm ready to go. So wherever. And Chief Justice always says people run the other direction when they see her coming. I'll I'll walk right to you. I don't care. Yeah. So.
How would you describe your judicial philosophy?
Well, I'm definitely read it, look at the text, don't read anything into it. You know, we've got enough to do without trying to create law. That's not our role. So look at the text and take it from there. Yeah. Anybody else? All right. Thank you all. Thank you.